Good morning, all. Now we discuss the topic momentum. The methods we discussed so far fail when we try to analyze systems such as rockets, in which there is a flow of mass or there is a variation of mass, because to analyze a system we use the Newton's law to obtain the equation of motion. We have used force is equal to mass into acceleration. It fails when the mass is varying. In the case of rockets, it accelerates forward by ejecting mass backward. So it is not obvious how we can apply F is equal to ma to such system. So we generalize the laws of motion to overcome these difficulties. Actually, the Newton's second law states that the applied force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. We begin by restating Newton's second law in a slightly modified form. F is equal to d by dt of mv. In Newtonian mechanics, the mass of the particle is constant. So d by dt of m into v can be written as m into dv by dt, that is equal to ma. This is we obtain as before. The quantity mv plays a prominent role in mechanics and is called momentum, sometimes linear momentum, to distinguish it from angular momentum. So linear momentum is a product of mass and velocity. Momentum is a vector because it is a product of a vector v and a scalar m. Denoting the momentum by capital letter P, the Newton's law, Newton's second law becomes F is equal to dp by dt. It is a general expression to express Newton's second law. This form is preferable to F is equal to ma because it is readily generalized to complex systems and because momentum turns out to be more fundamental than mass or velocity separately. The unit of momentum are kilogram meter per second in the SI system and gram centimeter per second in CGS. Now we discuss the dynamics of a system of particles. Consider a system of interacting particles. One example of such a system is the sun and planets, which are so far apart compared with their diameters that they can be treated as simple particles to good approximations. All particles in the solar system interact via gravitational interaction. The chief interaction is with the sun, although the interaction of the planets with each other also influences their motion. In addition, the entire solar system is attracted by far off matters or other galaxies, etc. On a much smaller scale, the system could be a billiard ball resting on a table. Here the particles are atoms and the interactions are primarily the interatomic electric forces. The external force on the billiard ball includes gravitational force of Earth and the contact force of the table top. We shall now prove some simple properties of physical systems. We suppose that the particle in the system interact with particle outside the system as well with each other. To make the argument in general, consider n interacting particles with masses m1, m2, m3, etc. up to ml. The position of jth particle is xj and the force on it is fj and its momentum is pj, that is equal to mj into r dot. The equation of motion for the jth particle is given by Fj is equal to dpj by dt. The force on particle J can be split into two terms. Fj is equal to Fj internal and plus Fj external. Because on each particle, there must be internal forces. The forces between the particle in the system. And there may be external force acting on the system. So there is an effect of such force on each particle in the system. So the force on any particle is the combination of internal forces and external forces. Here, Fj internal is the internal force on particle J is the force due to all other particle in the system, and Fj external is the external force on the particle J is the forces due to the sources outside the system. The equation of motion of the particle J can therefore be written as Fj internal plus Fj external, that is equal to dpj divided by dt. Now, let us focus on the system as a whole by the following stratagem. Add all the equations of motion of all the particle in the system. For the first particle, the equation of motion is F1 internal plus F1 external, that is equal to dp1 by dt. For the second particle, F2 internal plus F2 external, that is equal to dp2 by dt, etc. Fn internal plus Fn external, that is equal to dpn divided by dt. So if we adding these equations of motions, we sum it over j is equal to 1 to n. So sum j is equal to 1 to n Fj internal plus sum over j is equal to 1 to n Fj external, that is equal to summation j is equal to 1 to n dpj by dt. So it is a result of the summation over all the particles. This summation extends over all the particles. J is equal to 1 to n. And in that equation, the first term, that is summation over j is equal to 1 to n Fj internal, it is the sum of all internal forces acting on the all particles. It is the sum of all internal forces acting on all the particles. When we considering a system, there must be interactions between the particles. Here I assume a system with some particles. Let it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it is considered as a system. Then there must be interactions with particles. Let it be the force on the first particle with 2 as F1. Then there must be a similar force, that is F21. F21 is the reactive force on 2 with 1. It must be equal and opposite, isn't it? According to Newton's third law. So in this way, all the pairs of particle will have this type of forces. There must be equal and opposite for each pair. Then some of the pairs must vanish. So their sum is 0. So it follows that the internal forces all cancels in pairs, so that the sum of all the forces between all the particles is also 0. So the first term vanishes. Hence, summation J is equal to 1 to n, Fj internal is equal to 0. The second term is the sum of all external forces acting on all the particles. Okay, it is the total external force. Okay, I write it as it is capital F external. So F is equal to F external is equal to summation over J is equal to 1 to n Fj external, that is equal to what? That is equal to the right side. Here the right side is J is equal to 1 to n dpj divided by dt. Here the right hand side is summation over J is equal to 1 to n dpj divided by dt. It can be written as it was summation d by dt of pj, summation over j. Here the summation and derivative can be interchanged. Okay, so d by dt of summation jpj. What is summation jpj? Summation jpj is equal to the total momentum. So we write the total momentum as capital P. So it will become d by dt of capital P. So we write F external is equal to dp divided by dt. In words, the total force applied to a system equal to the rate of change of system's momentum. Repeat. The total force applied to a system equals the rate of change of the system's momentum. This is true regardless of the detail of interactions. F external could be a single force acting on a single particle, or it could be the resultant of many tiny interactions involving each particle of the system. So this general expression is F external is equal to dP by dt. F external could be a single force acting on a single particle, or it could be the resultant of many tiny interactions involving each particle of the system. Okay. I stop here. In the next session, we will consider an example for this. Thank you.